It is the men's final of the Oklahoma Ford Dealer Sooner Athletic Conference Championships, and it features the top two men's seeds. Welcome. Face the second-seeded Mid-America Christian Evangels. The second-ranked Lions, 29-1, overcame an early push by Wayland Baptist over the first 8 minutes to run away with an 84-67 victory as Langston advanced to their second consecutive SAC men's basketball championship game. It's the third meeting of the year between the two squads as the Lions swept the season series by winning January 4th by a score of 79-60, and then Langston down MacU at home by a score of 91-55. The Evangels, 23-7, used 11 3-pointers to hold off upset-minded John Brown University yesterday, 78-62, to move on to the conference title game for the first time since the 2014 championships. Jared, what do the Evangels have to do to beat such a balanced, athletic, well-coached team like Langston?
Well, it's the same puzzle that the entire country is going to have an issue trying to figure out in a couple of weeks. How do you slow down the Langston guards? Not only do they have speed, not only do they have talent, they have depth. From the 1 to the 2s, starting on the floor that we'll see later on today, all the way to the 2s and the 3s that we'll see on the bench. It's talent. It's talent on top of talent. We've said it since the beginning of the tournament yesterday, Jimmy, and it's something that MacU has to capitalize on early. Can they control the front court set, and can they keep Langston's guards from speeding them up on both sides of the ball?
How much do those two victories by Langston over MacU, both in Arkansas and in Oklahoma earlier this season by big amounts, how much would that affect MacU coming into a title game like this?
Well, I see games like that as a double-sided sword. You can either let it overcome you, let it overwhelm you, give you a sense of lack of confidence. Oh, we just can't beat these guys, whether we're on the road or at home, or you can use that as fuel. The good old-fashioned trope, third time's the charm, right? You're going against a Langston team that you know is talented. You've seen plenty of film on them. There's simply no much more preparation that you can do for a team that you've seen twice already. You get out there and play the game any given Saturday, any given Sunday, or in this case, any given Tuesday. Let the ball fall where it may, and let the punches roll where they come.
Chatter, lineups, officials, a lot more coming up. It's excitement night, championship night here in Fort Worth. More coming up from the family ASA and family of platforms. This is the SAC tournament.
Everything. At Pelche Key and Tyler, we're tough, never quit.
Welcome back to the Sid Richardson Center on the campus of Texas Wesleyan, beautiful Fort Worth, Texas. I'm Jimmy the St. Christopher next to Jared Moose Jones and the Atlas Sports Network. Going through our Simple Simons pregame show, and Jared had a bunch of highlights to get caught up on from earlier in the championship series.
Coach, coming into shoot-around this morning, it seems like you guys just didn't play a full rough game of basketball 24 hours ago. The energy was high, the intensity was high, everybody was happy, running around smiling. And pretty much is 100% locked in. To me, that's just a testament to the culture that you've built here with this team. We asked you this before the LSUS game, seemingly years ago, but it was just a full season, pretty much a full season ago. What is it? What is the culture? How did you do it? What goes into it?
Man, that does seem like a long time ago, right? But no, for us, we always talk about, energy is something that's really important in our program. You're not going to go out and score, 20 points every single night. But regardless of how many minutes you play, the energy you bring is contagious, either in a good way or a negative way. And so I'm proud of these guys. I think we've grown a lot as the season went on.
Played a lot of basketball in the past 7 days, closing out the regular season, into the opening rounds of the tournament, into the semis last night, into a championship opportunity later on this evening. What's it been like? How have you guys stayed together? How have you kept your composure and kept your poise?
Well, if you'd have told me at the beginning of the year that we were going to be 29-1 at this point, I don't think I would have believed you. I think obviously we play in a very good conference. I don't feel like the Sooner Athletic Conference gets necessarily the respect that it deserves right now around the country. But again, hopefully we have an identity that's very clear to us. And, when we go out and we just kind of do our job and execute those things, we have a chance to be really good every night.
Let's discuss Monday night, going against a team that many consider to possibly have a shot at getting in the national tournament. And that's just a further testament to what you said earlier, Coach, how competitive the Sooner Athletic Conference really is. How was the locker room reaction going into at the end of that game, knowing that you have a chance to play for a title? Was it extremely jovial? If you could rate it on a scale, how would you put it?
Well, I think it's absolutely ludicrous if Wayland Baptist isn't in the national tournament. They were a preseason top 10 team. They're as talented as anyone. I think they're very well coached. So they should be in the tournament. If not, I think we really need to examine what we're doing with the RPI and some of these analytics, right? But, hey, we had not played great the last couple weeks. We clinched the conference championship, the regular season, pretty early with a lot of games left. And I felt like we kind of just been going through the motions the last couple of weeks. And so, again, our guys had a lot of energy, and it was nice to, I thought we kind of got back into the mode we were playing in about a month ago. And so, and we know how good MACU is. We know, again, another really, really well-coached team that's tough, that has good players. And so it's going to be a tall challenge for us today to come back, like you said, less than 24 hours and try to get this thing done.
Now, I'm glad you brought up MACU, the Evangelists coming into this game looking to pull off the upset, even though they're the 2 seed. A lot of people have you guys favored to close this thing out here in Fort Worth. What are some things you need to clean up from the Wayland game that you needed to translate in order to take down MACU?
I think for us, they do a really good job either in scoring in the first 10 seconds of possessions or the last 10 seconds. So we got to keep them out of transition. We can't give them easy baskets at the rim. Again, they run a lot of good stuff. And Coach Gamblin does a great job of getting his guys to move the ball and to share the ball. And so, hopefully our pressure, will bother them a little bit. But, again, we know it's going to be a war for 40 minutes tonight. Now,
finally, of course, you're in Fort Worth. Your team's jammed up in a hotel for 2 to 3 days at a time. You're going out at the pool, at the hotel, just enjoying the camaraderie. What are some moments that you want to point out or that you can always look back to, say, at the end of the season or even a couple years down the road that you'll forever cherish with this team?
I think throughout the course of a season, there's a lot of highs and a lot of lows. And if, our goal obviously is to win the national championship. And so to do that, unfortunately, you're going to have a lot of hard days in there just because, we do try to hold our guys to, to the highest standard possible that's going to, help us cut down the nets on March 26th. And so, we do. We spend a lot of time just as a team bonding. The relationships we have at the end of the day are far more important than how many basketball games you win. And so, every single one of our seniors is going to graduate. I'm extremely proud of that. And I think that's something that, will change each one of those guys' lives. But yeah, it comes down to relationships. And, I know we talk about it all the time. I'm going to be friends with these guys for the rest of my lives after we're done coaching them. I sure would like to coach them for another about 3 more weeks, though. That would be great.
Now, you definitely have the fan base. There was plenty of Langston Loud Lions fans here in attendance at the sit last night.
And a score by Knox, and now they're turning it on, and It's 21-point lead. A 3-ball hit from the halfway down the left side by Quentin Coleman. Rebounded by the visiting team listed as the Wayland Baptist University Pioneers. And the 3-ball stuck in from the right side by Brett Leach. Gets a scoring start as Lee Mosley drove inside the top of the key with 5 to shoot. He goes left corner, 3-ball on the way, and it's stuck in by Toru Dean. Dean, one of the people.
But at the end of the day, Jimmy, all that matters, you put some points on the board.
Quentin Coleman passes to his left to Hill. He goes far left corner. Leach goes down, no underneath to the big guy, to Michael Belfield. He gets defense by Langston, which they play miraculously. Now high is Coleman. Coleman drives in the paint, a shovel off to Belfield. Nice move by the big fella, but he missed it. Follows up, gets a slow roll. Missed it. Passes. Mosley's pass is picked off by Hill. Hill drives in. Oh, a slow roll as molasses slipping. Floyd by Jones of the Pioneers. Jalen Tovar goes down underneath. A nice bullet pass down low and scoring off the right side of the game clock. Situation 2. That's corrected.
There we go.
Playing on the far side, Carson Jr. for the Pioneers. A little floater stopping and popping and scoring off the right side. Center circle top of the key, and he throws a pass to Queth. Queth bounces to Mosley. J. Allen Tovar low block. Look at Belfield, a good defense, and in the paint down low underneath. Oh, he gives it up high on the left side to Brown. Brown will toss to his right to Roy. Roy goes down the paint. Boy, a nice move by the SAC Player of the Year, Anthony Roy, going off the left side. Dean in the teal shoes throws to Brown. Brown with both colored shoes gives it to Roy. Roy charges in along the baseline, reverse, and he shows why he's the SAC Player of the Year.
Momentum plays make you take a timeout and put you down on your heels early on. How does Wayland respond is going to be the penultimate question.
Mosley with a rifle pass to Brown, and he
Langston at least arm length away in terms of scoring for as long as physically possible, at least until that second half.
Perimeter ball movement, and it goes to the right side. Driving, and Toru Dean up visit to Coleman. Coleman has his pocket picked by Lennox. Lennox misses the layup, but it's followed up and around and in and scored by guess who? And
be okay.
Dean brings in the attacking zone for the Lions. They're up by 11. There's a 3-ball off the left side as he slipped and fell, but nothing but NET. Bingo, bango, bongo. The top. Mitchell changes pass with Mosley. Mosley then throws to Dean. Back to Mitchell down the paint, and he scores off the right side. How? Shoot on the shot clock. Then he comes to Belfield. He goes out top to Carson Jr. Goes around the left with 2 seconds of the shot clock. Uno goes trace 3-ball.
Keep it 3 on offense, and you have the mid-range. Why not take it? At the end of the day, it's 2 points closer than what you had the previous possession.
The Lions with the 11-point lead make it 12, 13, 14.
Right between the ball handler. Turner had open floor, thought he was going to initiate some contact earlier on to avoid that. Great job to poke it away.
Inbounds pass with a nice spin in the paint and scoring. DeMonte. 5 seconds left. In a hurry they come. The attacking zone. And a 3-ball is hit by Ronald Mitchell.
But it was that 3-ball from Roy in about halfway through the first half that was the turning point that gave us our current score.
Oh, look at that sweet pass down low from Dean underneath to Lions score the first 2 points in the second half, build their lead, which was 20, their largest lead, to 22. Down the paint comes Hill. Hill makes the bucket and one gets fouled. So Leach fires a pass to the right corner. Coleman. Baseline drive by Belfield with the right hand. The big fella out of Palestine.
Looks like he has a magnet inside of the ball and on his end, just bringing the basketball in these awkward angles, skying through for him.
Oh, a nice little carry up, hanging in the lane beautifully by Cortez Mosley. Boy, every possession they have somebody do something spectacular. There's a little finger roll off the right side, low, get knocked down after the follow-up.
They went taking on most of the scoring for the Pioneers. I expect them to maybe try to pass the keys a bit more to try to get more involved, especially with the depth that Langston has.
Knox, hopping, skipping, jumping down the right side. In the middle of the Rams logo, gets it back, goes Toru. Toru on either. Knox, left wing, 3-ball made by DeMonte Brown. Team, all SAC D team. Well, let's see their trophy case. at Langston. Free ball. Boy, I thought it was coming out. It's made by Hill off the right side. Failed by Lennox. Gets his own board somehow. Way out top to Mitchell. Mitchell's going to up a 21-footer and a 1-2-3 bingo, bango, bongo.
Just give them a wall.
Yeah, a wall of wagons, I guess. Of steel wagons. Shot blocked, and in the attacking zone quickly comes the Pioneers and making the go here in the second frame. Way downtown, left-handed three ball pumped up by Roy, missed. The arms of Hill, a high rebound. Hill bounces down low. Reeser, nice bounce pass to
Really sticks out in college basketball.
Dean. Grabs a double team, and he throws it to Roy, and then Dean gets it back. Wide open three ball missed. Roy grabs the board and swatted out by Pelfield. And 11 in the second half. Roy. Those lime shoes underneath the Alan Tovar. What a move for the big kid. Down.
With a pivot spot, full way.
Moser, his 13-point, not perfect, 9 out of 9. Pioneers down by 20. Under 10 to play. Nice move. Hill threw it to a charging.
The better free throw shooting team in the second half than Langston does.
Yeah, absolutely. Dean to bring it in for the Lions underneath. Oh, Dean got it back. They don't pick rush 20.
Third time's the charm.
Yeah,
Langston
wow.
controlling the offensive glass.
Left corner, three ball on the way. Bingo, bango, bongo.
Away from you just from not being able to collect the defensive glass. And now, this is what we expect from the Lions.
And they get a steal, a shovel by Dean underneath, and a score by Knox. And now they're turning it in 21. Missed shot by Pioneers in the offensive zone. Lions get it back with a 20-point lead, floating, hanging high, and going down the lane, making it to Pioneers with the ball now. Losing the handle, Coleman. Here is Brown with the left-handed layup scoring his 15th and 16th point.
Very speedy, quick Langston team that isn't afraid to get downhill. You can see that from them as they force a turnover.
User bats at the Hill as the Pioneers steal it away. Nice move down low.
Caviar? I've seen that recipe before.
Is that what they call it?
I believe
That's
so.
Good. No, I don't eat red meat, so it's very enjoyable. We did have salmon last night. There's a reverse backhanded.
We were waiting on it pretty much all game long. We know Tovar ain't afraid to rise up. Two hands for safety for the throw down. Exhibit A there to expand the lead.
Wham with both hands, and there's nothing but net. A perfect. Welcome back to the SID for the Oklahoma Ford Dealers Sooner Athletic Conference Championship game between the top-seeded Langston Lions, number 2 seed MacU Evangels. Speaking of them, they're under the guidance of Josh Gamblin in his 9th season. They will start Mikael Henderson, a 6-foot guard from Independence, Missouri, all-SAC second team for he. Josiah Lewis, 6'1 guard out of Brooklyn, New York, all-SAC honorable mention. D'Angelo Atkins, a 6'6 combo player from Oklahoma City, all-SAC honorable mention and all-SAC defensive team. Seth Hurd, a 6'6 forward from Tulsa, Oklahoma, all-SAC defensive team. And also Magak Mayanyang, who had a big game last night. He is a 6'10 forward from Australia. That rounds out the top 5, the starting 5 for Mid-America Evangels. For the number 1, the Langston Lions, under the guidance of the great Chris Wright, 31-3 this year. They will start Ronald Mitchell, 6'3 guard from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, all-SAC honorable mention. Anthony Roy, the SAC player of the year, 6'5 guard from Oakland, California. Toru Dean, a guard out of Miami, Florida. Dean is all-SAC first team and a Bevo watch list player. J. Allen Tovar, who has his right wrist taped up, 6'10 forward out of San Jose. And Cortez Mosley, 6'5 combo player from Peoria. He's also an all-SAC second teamer. Pretty stout lineup for both teams, especially Langston.
You can make an all-star team for college basketball. This is about as close as you're going to get. But a quick story and a thank you to the Langston coaching staff and players. When I spoke with Coach Wright before the game, they went out to Olive Garden to have a little bit of a pregame lunch. And I joked saying, hey, bring some pasta or some breadsticks for the broadcast team. And lo and behold, Mr. Christopher, in front of us here are some leftover breadsticks courtesy of the Langston Lions.
All right,
so
thanks.
how about that? Thank you, Coach Wright and company.
Don't say we don't get any free lunches. Let's grab a break. We'll be back with our officials, and more importantly, the tip-off of tonight's Lions Evangel games. That's coming up from the ASN family of platforms. This is the SAC tournament.
Everything. At Pelche Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quit.
Find your support system. At Texas Wesleyan, you'll get the one-on-one attention you need to succeed. Texas Wesleyan, small classes, big scholarships. Now that's smaller, smarter.
Moments away from tip-off of this Oklahoma Ford Dealers Sooner Athletic Conference Men's Championship tip-off here at Fort Worth. Texas Wesleyan Sid Richardson Center. Number 1 Langston Lions. Number 2 Mid-America Evangels. Brandon Carpenter, PA announcer here at the Sid, introducing the home-listed Langston Lions. The designated visitors will be MacU Evangels. And recapping, Raquel Henderson, Josiah Lewis, D'Angelo Adkins, Seth Hurd, and McGawk Monyang are the starters. For the Lions, Ronald Mitchell, Anthony Roy, the SAC Player of the Year, Toru Dean, J. Allen Tovar, and Cortez Mosley. Our officials for tonight's contest, Leslie Ewell, Eugene Jackson, and Sean Sellis. I'm excited.
A whole lot of basketball.
Nothing about a championship series, too, for a tournament, a conference.
One thing interesting to note, Jimmy, and I know both of us noticed this during the pregame, and I can't wait to see how this transpires. For Langston, J. Allen Tovar has his left hand heavily taped up, double layers of white and blue tape. I don't know how that's going to affect his play or what's going on there. Haven't heard anything from Coach Wright or the rest of the coaching staff, but arguably the best forward on the floor if not one of the best forwards on the floor, might be a little bit banged up.
He played 23 minutes yesterday, but I don't recall when he could have went down or sprained it, or we'll keep an eye on that as we're ready to jump center here. Magak Manyang, 6'10 kid out of Australia, will jump for Mid-America Christian's Evangels, and number 1 Langston Lions, the top seed in the SAC. We'll send out the aforementioned J. Allen Tovar, the 6'10 forward from San Jose. With the tape on the right hand.
He does know the way.
He does, to the center circle here at the SID, which is the Rams logo. You'll hear me referring to that throughout the contest. Eugene Jackson ready to throw it in the air, and we're about ready to start this men's tournament title game. The Sooner Athletic Conference title on the line tonight. The tip is controlled by the Lions of Langston and their white, dark blue and orange trimmed uniforms. Anthony Roy, the SAC Player of the Year. Good defense to start. Josiah Lewis. Roy goes down the right side of the paint, was fumbling, stumbling as he went down, gets knocked down to the 94 by 50-foot hunk of wood. Out of bounds it goes. So they turn it over.
Well, Jimmy, we talked about it in the pregame. MacU has to try to neutralize the Langston guard play. First possession, fantastic start.
Evangels in the attacking zone for the first time. Lewis kicks right. Manyang goes through the paint diagonally. They work around back out to the left wing to Henderson. Henderson, one bounce to the baseline. A dribble drive and a spin into the paint. And the first shot by the Evangels fails by Seth Hurd. And the rebound is scraped by the Lions.
Seth Hurd took a little bit of time to get going in the semifinal game last night. Fair to say that he's going to have a much tougher task against the wall that is J. Allen Tovar.
Lewis fires across the free throw line, and a first three ball of the afternoon rims out. A foot just outside of the three line. Seth Hurd misses. So Lions come out 0 for 2 in the first two possessions.
But early in the shot clock as well. That first possession a little bit longer than that last.
Lewis drove and he quick kick to the left, and he knew he was throwing it to and stuck in a three ball by Magak Manyang. Had 20 points and 10 boards. The victory yesterday.
And was lights out from three. Seems like he's already picking up where he left off.
Lions with the ball in the attacking zone. Boy, look at him. Lewis, he's all over Roy like a sheet. Roy throws it to Hurd. Roy gets it back, throws it across the top of the perimeter to Hurd. Hurd spins, gives it to Roy, who stepped inside the three-point arc and stepped outside. Misses the 21-footer off the left wing. Rebound falls into the hands of Mikael Henderson. Walking through the Rams logo at center court is Lewis. Hurd on him. Lewis almost lost the hand. A little lob pass to Hurd. Hurd gets battered by the taped right hand by J. Allen Tovar. There's a foul.
Looks like they're going to whack that on Cortez Mosley. And this is the intense defensive play that has really helped Langston dominate the Sooner Athletic Conference. They're easily the most aggressive team on the ball, and that's how they've been able to create such great separation. But MacU seemed to be handling it well.
MacU with the ball, 3-0 lead. Early going of the first period in this title game. Sam Hurd, one bounce and a right side layup. Boy, he did a nice shedding of the defender. Nice move and lays it up and in.
Shed it like a snake in the desert, Jimmy. Saw the mismatch, took advantage of it, went straight to the hoop strong.
Dean gets clipped as he comes across the half-court line, and the foul will be blown on D'Angelo Adkins of MacU. First substitutions, a whole bunch of Lions coming in, a whole herd.
Platoon swap.
Yeah. Lennox in, Knox in, Mitchell in. DeMonte Brown, who was our post-game show host yesterday after the Lions' big win over Wayland Baptist. So Dean running point. Out high with it is the face masked Knox. A whistle right off the right wing as Brown gets fouled by his number counterpart, Josiah Lewis. They're exchanging pleasantries. Well, they're chest to chest are the two number 4s. Knox brings it in to Dean. Dean will dribble on him. Is Adkins. Dean now charges out of the Rams logo at center court. Fires a pass to the right side to Knox, and it goes right corner and fighting for it. Boy, nice save off the right side was good save by Lennox. Shot missed, and the rebound collected in the left corner by Magnan. So the Lions have been shut out. 3 minutes and 12 seconds.
I think this might be the longest time we've ever seen, Jimmy, whether that be the beginning of the season here on ASN2 between Langston and LSUS, and a fantastic game that was, or even in the semifinal last night. Langston's offense pretty much held to a standstill.
Hurd took a in-between two defenders pass, and he quick kicked it to Henderson. Henderson threw to the left corner, and there's a whistle.
Sharif Knox, who gets that last call. Knox out in some early foul trouble. Remember in the semifinal last night, as more and more fans are slowly but surely starting to pour in. As the game time was moved up 30 minutes. Initial tip-off for the semifinal was supposed to be 6 p.m. Central, but instead moved up to 5:30.
Inbounds pass now for the Evangels. Henderson dumps it down to the baseline. There's Hurd walking with it as he knocked Mitchell, I should say Queth, to the floor.
Hurd looking at the official, absolutely dumbfounded. I thought it was going to be a call on either the bump that was taken or the fall that came after. Not 100% sure if it was a flop or not, because Hurd is a big dude. But instead, they called the turnover. Langston still looking to get on the board, Jimmy.
They are, as they go across the half-court line with a head of steam for Dean. Bounces low block left. Knox, that's going to be a fight all day, and he misses the shot too hard. It came off the front. He and Magnan, boy, that's a battle down low. So still no points for the Lions. The attacking zone for the Evangels is Lewis. He fires it past to Magnan. And then there's a jab step and offensive foul. That was on Magnan. Did he get shovey? I didn't see that.
He ran across over on the far side of the opposite side sideline. Looked like he, don't know if he wanted to set a screen or just simply wanted to cut to the corner. Too much contact on the help side defender. Defender falls. That's an easy call.
Langston still looking for their first points. Mosley shouting as he goes around the defender at the top of the key, throws it underneath. Knox has his slam attempt blocked down low by Magnan. Wow. So still no Lions points. Evangels with the ball, a 5-0 lead. Coming down to 15.5 left here in the first frame. Lewis fires this to Hurd at the top of the key. Left side to Henderson. Henderson in his black and red-white trim uniform to Magnan. Halfway down the left side. Back out to the Rams logo to Henderson. Henderson drives, little floater off the left side, back iron rim, gets his own board, a fresh 20, baseline drive, and a foul blown underneath. Atkins gets fouled. Knox, Sharif in the face mask, the face guard.
That's two quick ones on him.
Yeah, it is. Remember yesterday he had like 3 in the first half. Too.
Yeah, he had 3. I believe he might have had 4 if memory serves me right. Needless to say, he got in foul trouble early in the semifinal. They're attacking him downhill, getting to the cup now. Mackey using the same strategy.
So no shooting situation. Evangels will bring it in. A little high pass out to the top of the key to Hurd. Big Sam throws it to Lewis, who comes around the top. There's a wide open 3-ball. Oh, rim off the back by Henderson. Rebounded by Brown and the Lions. Dean will lope it across the half-court line. Atkins on him as he throws it to the left side. Head and shoulder fake twice by Mosley. Mosley drives underneath on Hurd, shoots a geyser ball. Goes out of bounds on the far side. They're trying to work that left side there, and boy, that defense down low for MacU has been splendid so far.
I respect Langston for trying to get down low and open up the lanes to possibly create more 3-ball opportunities. As we know, they can shoot it, shooting it as a ball club at almost a 40% clip this year. But if you're going to get Seth Hurd and Manyang down low, that's not a duo you want to run into.
Woodson in there now for Hurd. Inbounds pass is blocked by Lewis, one of the short guys on the floor, and it goes out of bounds, knocked out last by the black, red, and white trim Lions. So the Langston, by the Evangels, I should say. So the Langston Lions, and their blue, white, and orange trimmed uniforms will bring it in right in front of the MacU bench, which is right to our left.
Manyang again protecting the glass. His second block already in this game, And we're not even 10 minutes out of the first half yet. He is keeping the tin and the glass clean for McHugh.
He had 2 blocks yesterday and 10 boards, and they went over JBU. Inbounds pass, losing the handle off the right elbow and missing the shot is Roy. Rebound and a fresh 15. Turnaround 14-footer is stuck in by DeMonte Brown. First points of the game come with 14 and a half left in the first period for the Lions.
Wasn't a pretty bucket, but it's still a bucket nonetheless. Took him a bit, but Langston finally getting on the board.
Woodson with a move. He hands to Henderson. And Maniac had his pass picked off by Mosley, and a left-handed layup scored on a drive on the left side by DeMonte Brown. So DeMonte Brown, who was our post-game guest yesterday for the Lions, boy, asserting himself here. And he had a big game yesterday with 16 points.
There was a whistle blown. Don't know if it was a goaltending call or a foul. Nope, no foul. Just count the bucket.
So the bucket counts 5-4. Evangelos with the lead. Under 14 to play here in the first half. A nice defense by Dean on Lewis. Quick kick left by Eddie Smith. Lewis shoots an air ball. It's tipped to who else but Mosley. Now Dean will settle things down as he walks through the Rams logo at center court, trying to give Langston their first lead of the evening. Wide open 22-footer, top of the key. Shot up by Dean, missed, rebounded underneath. Waiting for the board and grabbing it in was Eddie Smith. As he dribbles, now still dribbling, he's right smack dab in the middle of the Rams logo, dribbling on Roy. A one-arm pass to his right, back to Smith. Smith loses the handle. Almost went over and back, but it wouldn't have been an over and back because it got tipped away. Grabs control with 3 to shoot in the paint. There's a little, I don't know what that was. About halfway down the paint, it got blocked. Looked like he tried to do a floater, but it wasn't really floating. Anyway, Langston gets it back in the offensive zone underneath, and too hard off the right side of the glass. Shot missed underneath by Brown. They get a fresh 20. Right side baseline drive, spinning with the left hand, and heartbreak, no good by Brown. And rebounded by the big kid from Australia. Manyang says, get away from me. I've had enough of this. I'm grabbing the board, and he ripped it away.
One thing I want to point out, when he corralled that defensive board, Manyang smartly corralled it, established his space early with the extended elbows, then swing them out, and just slowed the pace down.
Lewis lost the handle, but a whistle before the Lions started bringing it back up court. Foul is going to be blowing on Mosley.
Calling on Mosley. And with that, that's his second. 4th on the team.
So he and Knox now are 2 apiece. Hurd back into the fray, along with Terrence Gaines, who makes his first appearance for the Evangels. All brought into Lewis. Gaines goes left to Lewis. Lewis back out between the center circle and top of the key to Smith. They work it back across the top. Gaines bounces down low underneath. Hurd with a turnaround. Nice little half sky hook halfway down, just on this side of the restricted area, and puts Evangels up 7-4. Coach Gamblin having a word with Sean Sellis, one of our officials. There's a lob pass down low underneath. Alan Tovar with the taped right wrist. Shot an air ball. Langston says, thank you very much. We'll bring it into the attacking zone with a 3-point lead. 11:37 to play first half. Bounce pass to Hurd. Smith comes back between the center circle, top of the key. Alan Tovar was following around. They throw it underneath to Hurd, and boy, Hurd gets hammered down by J. Alan Tovar. Nothing wrong. Oh, he's face down now. He finally gets up, does Hurd. I don't think there's anything wrong with that right wrist, Jared, of Alan Tovar.
Well, I think the officials are going to try to talk things over to see if this is either going to be a common foul or maybe even a flagrant.
That's what I'm thinking.
They're going to go to the board.
Yep.
They're going to go to the replay. We have our first replay of the game.
From here, from what we saw in real time, it did look like a flagrant. He just slammed him down vociferously.
Either way, that's going to be a foul on Tovar.
Right unhappy. He's arguing with Eugene Jackson, one of our 3 officials.
And there's been a lot of hacking, hitting under the basket.
Punching, throwing down.
I don't know about punching.
Well, that was a throwdown, though. That one was.
Don't know if we've had any punches yet. At least I don't think I've seen any.
I was just being facetious. But that one by Alan Tovar, he slammed him down.
You have to find the happy medium between letting them play and keeping them safe.
You do.
Tovar already
Right.
having that wrist taped up. Hurt came down with the rebound. Took a whack from Tovar. It's going to be interesting to see what they end up calling. And they have it. It looks like now they've left the iPad that's being used for the review. Now they're just going to talk things over.
Yep. 3 officials, Leslie Ewell, Eugene Jackson, Sean Sellis. It's Leslie Ewell over to have a word now with Coach Gamblin.
Probably having an official ruling in a moment here.
Now, official Ewell explaining the situation. Should hear Brandon Carpenter with the announcement here. Yeah, it's going to be a technical. Everybody's vacating the stripe to our left. So Alan Tovar with the flagrant 1. Seth Hurd at the stripe, sinks the free throw. On the season, 54% for 6'6" forward from Tulsa. Second one. That's a Mako.
Gotta admit, Jimmy, from the initial play and just the speed of the moment, I can 100% understand how that ended up being assessed as a technical foul.
So Evangels get a couple on the technical shots, building their lead to 9-4, and the ball to boot underneath, where Henderson will bring it in. 11:26 left here in the first. Henderson looking at somebody, anybody. Throws a little lob pass right in front of him to Hurd. Hurd hands it back to Henderson. Henderson, center circle, top of the key to Gaines, who rifles it back to the left side. Hurd now, low left block, working in and throws it over his shoulder. Far right corner and a walk on the far right side in the corner by Adkins.
I don't know if it's going to make too much of a difference or not, because at the end of the day, it's the ball that goes to the hoop that wins and loses your games. But Langston, ever since that foul, then the fans behind us here, I expect them to get a little bit more rowdy as this game transpires. So it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to make a true difference in the way Langston or McHugh plays.
Yeah, played almost 9 minutes here in the first and only have 4 points. Dean charges in underneath. He throws it out and it's picked off, snared out of the evening Sid Air by Eddie Smith. Far left corner. One-arm pass by Henderson. Out to Eddie Smith. He gets instructions from Coach Gamblin. Manyang hands off to Henderson. Back to Eddie. Eddie with a double team. Now a single team from Dean to the center circle with 10 to shoot to Henderson. Henderson dribbles left, throws back out, way downtown. That was about a 25-footer. It's missed by Eddie Smith. Rebounded by Queth and the Lions. So the Lions coming down to 9 minutes played already here. We're going to, I should say, close to 11 minutes played and still only have 4 points. So they're in the attacking zone now, spinning in the paint, and almost another pass is picked off by guess who? Eddie Smith, the thief, here in the first half. 2 consecutive possessions. Smith is playing the artful Dodger thief, picking his pocket. When there's almost a pocket picked by Toru Dean as he knocks down out of our sight. Going down in front of the Langston bench was Henderson.
Reaching on Toru Dean. Even though that is only his first, Langston now sitting at 6 fouls with about just a hair under 10 minutes to play in this first half. Not the best position you want to be in foul count-wise, especially with how slow.
We have some mouthing going off now. Chris Wright, he's being controlled by DeMonte Brown, who's patting him on the back. Boy, Wright he gets mad, doesn't he? I don't know who he's mouthing off, but now wanting separation between the guarding Anthony Roy in the inbounds. Terrence Gain. Official Ewell said, give us some space. Boy, Wright was getting hot there. Down low, all alone underneath was Manyang. He gets butchered from behind, gets clipped by Lennox. 6'3" Lennox, 6'10" Manyang. So Manyang will step to the charity stripe. McGough out of Australia, New Mexico JC transfer. 76 on the season. Big game yesterday against John Brown. 20 points, 10 boards, 2 blocks. Free throw, a good one. They cracked double digits with 10. 9:49 left in the first. Still only 4 points for Langston.
If you would have told me that a team that's averaging almost 85 points per game, from almost 50% from the field and almost 40% from three, would get held well within single digits in the first half of a championship game,
I said you're nuts.
I would have asked who your dealer was and how much did you pay for it. It almost seems like a dream.
Manyang missed that second free throw. Langston with the ball now. Driving toward the paint and no basket, no shot. No shot. No shot.
Oh, looks like they're going to the backside official there that was under the basket, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Said Manyang was called for goaltending. We have a look at it here. And we also have the beauty of good old-fashioned slow-mo. Coach Wright asking for an instant replay.
Now Leslie Ewell, the official who did it 5 times, said no shot, and he's explaining that to Chris Wright. So we're not going to have a replay. We're going to have no shot, and the Lions bring it in underneath. 9:31 left here in the first half. Still looking for their 5th and 6th points. Boy, they're getting shovey down, both teams underneath. Firing in a pass to Roy. Roy gets fouled halfway down the right side. He gets clipped by Gaines, or did he knock it out of bounds?
Looks like it just simply knocked it out of bounds.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Jimmy. Looked at that last play on that last shot attempt. Of course, goaltending is called when the ball is on the way down. The ball seemed like it might have been slowly but surely heading towards the cup.
Roy looks for somebody to bring it into, fires it into Queth. Now Queth gets run into by Lewis. Boy, and then now wasting any time blowing fouls now if there's the slightest amount of contact. But a lot of it's really hard contact, too.
That's the Brooklyn New Yorkers' second.
And they're trying to separate on the inbounds passes. They're trying to give them, a couple feet between the defender on the inbounds pass, as they've done the last 2 possessions, except for this past one now. The Lions have the ball now. 14 to shoot, down 10-4, 9:18 to play here in the first half. Around the top comes Mitchell. Mitchell's going to fire up a 21-footer, front lip miss, going for the board and getting it out high. Another rebound, a high rebound by Eddie Smith. Eddie Smith goes coast to coast, and he gives it to underneath the big guy, Manyang, and add 2 more to the Evangels score. 9:03 here left in the first frame. It's still 4 points to the Lions. Trouble is for them, Evangels leading at 12-4. From the ASN family of platforms, this is the SAC tournament.
Everything. At Pelche Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quit.
Back at the sit, if it makes you happy, Jared Moose Jones, I'll have a bite of the breadstick.
How about that?
I just can't eat a lot of salt-infused products. But thanks to Langston for the generous donation of breadsticks.
I don't think we can write that off. But,
no, I don't think we can either. Evangels leading the Lions 12-4, under 9 to play here in the first frame. That's right. Number 1 seed Langston just with 4 points. They're working it around now. The top boy, good defense by the black, red, and white of MacU. Roy way out high. 10 seconds to shoot. Right wing, across the top. There's a 3-ball on the way, and that is a back iron miss by Mitchell. They get a fresh 20. Another 3-ball pumped up. That is missed by Lennox. And another rebound by the Evangels. So still 4 points. Under 8.5 to play.
The Lions struggling to get a bucket. I don't know what it is. Seems
They're
like
not
they
hitting
just
shots.
They just can't buy a bucket if they sold them at the concession stand here.
There's Manyang with an open 3-ball. That skims off the front and it's tipped around underneath. And finally, grabbing the second tip was Dean of the Lions. So here come the Lions again, nearing 8 in the first. We've almost played 12 minutes. They're stuck on 4. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Dean looking to go left corner. He does. Throws it to Roy. Roy dribbles, spins. Little left-hander. He finally splashes it in off the board with 7:53 left here in the first. They get their 5th and 6 points.
Keep it simple. Nice turnaround off the glass with an open hand. That's good. That's one solid way to get on the board. Nothing too fancy, nothing too special.
So it's a 6-point advantage for the Evangels. We near 7.5 to play here in the first half. Good defense by Dean. On a baseline driving Henderson back out to the center circle comes Eddie Smith with a nice move, but out to get him is Queth down low underneath. Manyang is stripped. The attacking zone in a hurry comes Dean after the strip. Dean goes down. Out of bounds he goes with it. Evangels will play it in to the delight of the MacU crowd.
The Langston fans behind us not happy at
all.
all.
They ain't.
The Lions bench wanting a foul as well. Of course, if there was any contact, most of it would be on the opposite side to where we couldn't see. So I can't give you an official ruling from the broadcaster's chair. So, I don't know.
Gaines and Woodson out. Evangels ball. Inbounding it. Henderson to Smith. Manyang, Hurd, and Atkinson, the attacking zone for the Evangels. So we are 12-6. 7 to play here in the first. Down low is Hurd. Hurd, a little short, little soft shot. Just, 3 feet. Low block. Missed. Nothing. Just skimmed a little bit of the net. Roy with a head of steam across the half-court line. Roy defending on him as his under counterpart. Henderson down the paint goes Roy, and he smacks it in off the backboard. So a 4-0 run now after having 4 points in the first, 12 minutes and 7 seconds. Now Roy has asserted himself and cut the Evangels lead to 4.
That's a Conference Player of the Year bucket right there. It's taking it straight through the trees for 2 points.
Atkins with heat on him from Brown. Throws it to Hurd. Hurd, top of the key. Hands off to Henderson. He pumps up a 3-ball from there and back iron miss. Now Evangels can't make the shots. Ball safe, far side by Dean. And it's poked out by the Evangels.
Seems like both Dean and Sharif Knox on the opposite side debating as to why they would try to go for it. It was last touched by MacU. I would assume that Knox would try to save it in order to get a better start or a faster start to their transition game. But now it looks like the officials talking things over. They have a shot clock. Not too sure.
Is it our...
Oh, they took 2 seconds off.
Okay. They took 2 seconds off, or they added 2?
They took them off.
Took them.
Now sitting at 28 seconds.
So they did have possession as it went out of bounds. But last touch by the Evangels. Another foul on the Evangels. Henderson the fouler. So Knox will bring it in right at the edge of the MacU bench.
Evangels only one more foul to give with 6 minutes remaining. Both teams knocking on the door, shooting free throws the rest of this half.
Knox with a cool Pluto tattoo on that left shoulder. Gets it back. Goes right side to Roy. Roy scored the last 2 times down. Roy shoots the left-hander from there, and back iron miss, and high above everybody else with the board is big Seth Hurd. Seth will dish it off to Eddie Smith, who stands now dribbling in the Rams logo at center court. Evangels leading by 4. Across the top to Manyang. Manyang with good defense by him on Knox, but that's been a fight all game. Seth Hurd, low block, working in on Queth. Queth slaps down the shot of Hurd. Goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Lions.
That great help side defense. So one thing I want to note, specifically by this Langston defense, when they conduct a switch, they'll temporarily blitz it for a short double team, make the offense get a different look, and then switch back immediately back to their regular man-to-man set. I want to see how Mackey reacts to that as this game goes on.
4 to shoot, but before that we have a timeout. 5:22 left in the first. Evangels in a low-scoring game leading the Lions 12-8. More coming up from the ASN family of platforms. This is the SAC tournament.
Find your support system. At Texas Wesleyan, you'll get the one-on-one attention you need to succeed. Texas Wesleyan, small classes, big scholarships. Now that's smaller, smarter.
Back at the Sid, I'm the Saint. He's the Moose. Antler Sports Network with the Sooner Athletic Conference men's title game here from the Sid in Fort Worth. 4 seconds to shoot. Mackey will bring it in. Pass fired in with 2 seconds to shoot. D'Angelo Atkins gets it off. It's back rimmed with the 21-footer, the top of the key. Bordered by Mitchell. Mitchell will lope through the center circle Rams logo for the Lions, down by 4. Couple ticks we played all but 5 minutes here in the first. Knox, right wing, Hurd on him. Oh, he hands it off. It's almost picked off. Getting it back was Mosley. Down the paint goes Roy, and guess who? Roy with the last 3 buckets. So they had 4 points. The last 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The last 3 baskets scored by Player of the Year, Roy. It's 12-10 now, Evangelos, who suddenly have become cold. New to the game and throwing a pass is Connor Calavan. Hurd hands off to Eddie Smith. Boy, a nice wraparound pass to almost looked like he was going to a white-shirted Lion. Intended for Hurd. Goes out of bounds. Last touch by Evangelos. They turn it over again. Wow.
The pass was a great idea. I can definitely respect the backside pass, especially with the way Hurd has shown that he has vision at that 4/5 spot throughout the semifinals. Just wasn't there. Langston, great help side to force a turnover.
4 turnovers for Langston, 6 for Mac U. Langston with the ball, trailing by a deuce. Brown, Calavan on him. Some body moves by Brown. He fires a rifle shot to the right side, and a 3-ball. Uno goes traced by Ronald Mitchell, and the first lead of the game for the Lions comes 13-12 at 4:05 left here in the first as we go under 4 to play.
So the tides have officially turned. The question is, Jimmy, for how long?
Down goes Knox. He gets decked. That's 3 on Knox now as he fouled Woodson. Hey, is this a typical Langston game? You know, they'll toy with you, or I don't know if they're toying with you, but the other opponent team will lead like Wayland did the other day for, 7 or 8 minutes. They went back and forth, and they turned it on, and then they haven't turned it on yet. They just got their first lead with their last bucket, but it's typical almost of the early going, although it's not typical for them to score 4 points in the first, 11 minutes, whatever it was.
Well, if you're head coach Chris Wright, it's fair to say you're not happy with the way your team has started out. Although you've slowly but surely turned things around in the latter half of this first half, you can't keep doing this, especially against a team like Mackey that can bury you quickly.
Evangelos get the tie with the basket by Woodson. Quinton by first name out of OKC. 59% from the stripe on the season. Second one airborne. That rims out. Scraping the board was Queth for the Lions.
Kudos to the Langston crowd, showing their school spirit with the good old-fashioned HBCU chants.
First tie of the game. It's 13-13. Lions with the ball. Around the top comes Mitchell. Gives it up to Queth. Roy has it. Player of the Year, and the SAC ups a 3-ball, and that bounces up and off into the arms of the high-jumping Brown. It rolls out of bounds. Last touch by Queth and the Lions. Dean back for Langston. Out goes Roy.
I don't think we've seen J. Allen Tovar in a pretty good while here. He does have his shooting shirt back on right in the middle of the Langston bench.
I wonder when he knocked Hurd down if that affected that right wrist, which is taped.
From that flagrant foul just a couple minutes ago.
Going to the rack with a nice shot, but getting a heartbreak in and out. Rimming the cup was Henderson off the low left side. Boarded by the Lions. They're in the attacking zone now with Dean. 13-13 our tie. 3 to play here in the first. 3 ball up from the top of the key. Bouncing back. Iron no good. Going for it and getting the board was Queth. He fires over the shoulder through the paint. 3 ball on the way. Missed by Mitchell. Back out high. Top of the key board. And with 3 ball from the right side was Lennox after taking the pass.
Looks like it was a loose ball foul that's called under the basket on Langston. It's going to be called against DeMonte Brown. That's his first, team's 9th. Now 1 more foul until the Lions will allow MacU to shoot 2 the rest of the way.
And at the stripe and coming back into the game will be the big guy, Manyang, 6'10", junior forward out of Australia.
Also for the first time this weekend, we're seeing Paul Turner, the Victory Rock Prep graduate out of Chicago, Illinois, 6'5", senior forward, donning that number 21.
I think he played a minute in the first half and a minute in the second half yesterday. So it was a brief appearance, but we did see him. If we blinked, we would have missed him. Apparently you blinked. Free throw made by Terrence Gaines, the business ethics major out of Denison. Misses the second one. Leaping for the board and getting it was Queth. Lions trail by 1 across the half-court line. Oh, and falling down high on the left side, but not moving that left foot. How did Turner not move that left foot? Goes around the top, and a fadeaway off the right side. A nice shot hit by Toru Dean.
Talk about scrapping for points every possession. I don't think Langston's had an easy bucket yet, whether that be the fault of their own or just this MacU defense.
Evangel's down by 1 now. Baseline drive and shot blocked by Queth. And knocked down Henderson.
Queth, I believe that's his second block of the game. Between him and Manyang, the respective Langston and MacU baskets have been protected pretty well by their front courts.
Henderson will fire it in for the Evangels to Adkins. Adkins now gives it a turn to Henderson where Adkins was. Mitchell defending. Henderson 1 bounce to down the paint. The Hops getting the jump right side. Shot missed. Nice move by Woodson, but awkward looking shot, and there was really no way he could have gotten that with the way he threw it up and off the backboard.
Quith did a great job walling up, making it difficult for that shot. Creating another offensive opportunity for Langston, who hasn't really been able to pull away in this one.
No, they
haven't.
haven't.
Consistently stay in.
Down the paint and swatted away. Dean's shot batted down by the big guy from Australia.
Looks like Hurd's going to be checking back in exchange for Woodson. This is what you typically see from the MacU forwards between Manyang and Seth Hurd on the floor. That's a terrific tandem, Twin Towers, if you will.
And Woodson
Hurd
looks like a starter kit for Hurd.
Yeah, Hurd, 6'6".
Yep.
Even though he's not the tallest forward on the roster, he's arguably their best rebounder. He's got the size, man. He's built like a Mack truck.
Yeah, he is. And Woodson not far behind him in the Mack truck build. Inbounds pass now for the Lions. 1 point lead, 90 seconds here in the first half. Around the top goes Roy, then through the paint. Left side to Turner. He shoots from the baseline. Hit the rim, got the shot off. Bounces into the arms of a waiting Gaines. And the Evangels now with 70 seconds to play. Trying to get the lead back down by 1. Little lob pass to big Seth Hurd. Seth Hurd with some nice moves. Shoots back iron miss. It's poked out though by Gaines, and a fresh 20 now to Henderson for the Evangels. Under a minute to play. 15-14 game. Evangelos down. Boy, they're working around. They lose it. Boy, I thought with that many passes, they might just lose the handle, and they did. So Mitchell attacking zone for the Lions. They get it to free throw line. Dean's shot is batted away by Adkins. They're fighting for it near the center circle. Mannion face down. And big Bagak Mannion.
Well, that being foul number 7, Langston, a chance to head to the line with 2.2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock.
Mannion out. Back in Lewis and Connor Calavan for the Evangels, who still trail by 1. After the strike for the Lions is Toru Dean with 32-2 left here in the first half. Low scoring affair. If you would have said it was this low with 30 seconds left. Oh, and rimming out, but getting the board after the missed free throw was Queth. So 16-15 to shoot. Game clock down to 21. Roy standing in the logo, dribbles to his left. Now he moves in on Lewis. Shoots a little floater. Right iron miss. Down low underneath was Smith again. How many boards is that for Smith? That's like 4 or 5 underneath. Sam Hurd. Right hand, left side. Hit nothing but backboard. Ball separated at the buzzer. Oh. I'd say maybe a 24-footer as he was falling out of bounds. Missed at the buzzer. So 15-14 at the half. Lions up by 1. Jared Moose-Jones. Did you think? Well, we'll talk about this when we come back. I'm going to ask you a question about this first half. Let's go to a break, and we'll talk about this first half with the Lions leading the Evangels 15-14 from the ASN family of platforms. This is the SAC tournament.
Everything. At Pelche Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quit.
Find your support system. At Texas Wesleyan, you'll get the one-on-one attention you need to succeed. Texas Wesleyan, small classes, big scholarships. Now that's smaller, smarter.
Welcome back to the SID. I'm Jimmy the St. Christopher next to Moose Jones. It's the Sooner Athletic Conference Men's Championship game, the Oklahoma 4 Dealers Championship game. Also, we are going through our stats here in the first half, and I'll do those. Thanks, I got plenty. You hang on to those. I'll take this. 15-14, not much. I'm going to ask you the question I was going to ask you. What would you have bet, or what were the odds that this game would be at 29 total points here at the end of one?
Well, it's always difficult to really put a pointer on these NAI games, and it doesn't help. It doesn't really help when it's a conference championship on the line. If I were to have to put a spread pre-game, I would have to put it at Langston -4. You're going against a MACU team that, as of this season, has been really the only team pound for pound when it comes to speed and athletic at the guard spot, specifically the 1, 2, and the 3, that can keep up with Langston. And as you can see, it's helped well. They've gotten out to a quick lead. The biggest lead that they've had, at least so far, is MACU by 8. Langston's biggest lead was by 1, and that was in the latter half of the first half. So, yeah, I would have to say Langston -4, and I don't think that spread's going to be moving anytime soon. I don't expect this game to have too much separation unless we see something drastic coming out of the locker rooms.
I don't know if we'll see 23% shooting, but Langston did in that first half. 8% from three-point land. They made 1 out of 12. They shot 1 free throw. They missed it. Leading scorer, Anthony Roy, was 6. He brought him back up. They were stuck on 4. He had 2 baskets to get him to 8, and then I think 10. I think he scored all his 3 points in and give him 5 points through 10 points. And they're only 15 over that since that. Anyway, leading rebounder with 4, Toru Dean for the Lions. Actually, he was second to Queth, who had 6 boards off the chairs. Queth also has a pair of blocks. For the designated visiting team from MACU, they shot just 19%, just 1 for 8 from three-point land. That's 12.5%, and they made 5 out of 8 free throws. That's 63%. 2 guys with 6, Hurd and Manyang with 6, leading boarder. 3 guys with 3, Eddie Smith with 3, Manyang with 3, Kel Henderson with 3. Points in the paint, 6-4. Langston, points off turnovers, 5-1. Langston over MACU. Langston made 6 TOs, 7 turnovers for MACU. And as you mentioned, Jared, the largest lead by MACU was 8 at 9:03 left in the first. And then LU had 1, their 1-point lead at 4:11. And they're behind, they're ahead now by 1. Langston is 15-14. Not a lot in the stat sheet.
No, not at all.
A skimpy stat sheet.
Very skimpy stat sheet. So I can eat a couple of these breadsticks that Langston gave us prior to the broadcast. That's not what you really expect from either ball club, specifically from this MACU team. I think it's fair to say that they came out and punched Langston in the mouth. This is the quickest we've ever seen anyone get on the Lions, not only in this tournament, but possibly this season. A very, very battle-tested team the Lions have been this year, but MACU taking it to them early and taking it to them hard. And I would say that was all set up by the fantastic performance that they had against John Brown last night.
Yep, absolutely. Let's see if they can sustain that through the second half. 15-14 Langston over MACU. We're at the half. Let's grab a break. From the ASN family of platforms, this is the SAC tournament.
What a dagger from Eddie Smith. 2 seconds left in the first half. Long heave, and it's good! A bucket at the buzzer for touch inside, giving it off to the big man, and Seth Hurd gets his own miss initially, and then they get another offensive opportunity. Henderson, he splashes it. Second. Revis up the floor, and he'll draw contact. He got the Reeves gives it for an outside three by Drew Miller, and there's a foul called on the attempt. They're going to tag Michael Henderson for the foul, and that's off the mark as well from Adkins from outside. But you're right, a mighty struggle to start for both teams. There's a rejection. They're looking to get things going in the half court. Then more so just the foul line that they've made it happen, but maybe from here it happens. It does. Malachi Reeves, not Myth, trying to provide a lift off the bench. That triple's lined up there. Terrence Gaines is a shooter. From out front, and it's nothing but nylon right there. Eddie Smith
had 9 and 7 apiece.
Interesting thing in this game was the offensive struggles early. While John Brown's struggling from the floor still, with that made bucket, they're now just 2 for 9. And how about Reeves nearly getting in the passing lane? Instead, it's by Calavan who lines up a triple, and it's nothing but net for him. Tied, obviously, Eddie Smith. Calavan, which forced that timeout as well. And they're 4 of 9 from outside. And a turnover here. Here comes the Evangels, the steal and the score.
Strong pressure defense all the way up at the half court.
Opening up a 6-point edge. Easy look down low, and Drew Miller gathered 3, and it's helped them get extra shots here in this one. Lining up the triple, and how about it? That's bottoms from Michael Henderson. It's been the Evangels who have just crashed on the offensive glass. How about from 3? Man, oh man, they're raining it. Tape measure time. Michael Henderson.
Keep behind the line out here right in front of the JBU bench and head coach.
Everybody's getting the tape measures out in this game. They're 7 of 14. Team who scored 7 of their 18 points at the stripe. Here in the first half, they're 7 of 8 at the line.
There it is.
Easy bucket and a flush down low. Henderson.
Speaks to the depth of this team. Talked about it in the pregame.
Going for it and getting it. Trey Otting getting it done than they are from the floor. Otting inside, and how about a couple tough buckets for the freshman? Lewis is going to use it, but he leaves it short. Offensive rebound from Woodson. He puts it right back in and gives the "you're too little" celebration back up the floor. Woodson's in the painted area over the last 6-7 years. 10 seconds left in the first half. 4 on the timer. Shot. Good. What a dagger. Inside, they look to get it to Hurd. Puts it on the deck, goes up, leaves it short. Gabani tried defensively to get it done with 5 minutes to go in the first half. And they cut it to a 2-point deficit at the break. And how about it? Coming out of the locker room with vengeance.
Turnovers, now that air ball. 2 of 5 shooting overall.
Going again from outside the lefty with a strap for Segu. And we'll see if they can't get going down the stretch here.
Drew Miller hit 7 threes in that game. 14 attempts. He's 0 for 2 today.
And how about Michael Henderson? 5 on the timer. Can Drew Miller make something happen? Back off to Reeves. He splashes it. Reeves is fired up because he's had a game so far. If it doesn't want to use the screen, now he does. Crossover and near turnover back to Henderson. Sets his feet. He's going to penetrate, get into the rack. How about Henderson making it happen? He's from Independence, Missouri, and he was independent of all the defenders there. Breaking the ankles. And how about a jam? D'Angelo Atkins. Of the game for them is here right now. How can they dig deep? Reeves going to line one up, and he buries. How about Malachi Reeves on their shots? And they've made 9 3-pointers. John Brown, 6 of 12, 50% right now from outside. Both teams lighting it up. Mannion with a rejection on the shot there from Stewart.
Played off Coach Gamble earlier, giving him a thumbs up, saying he wanted to stay in the game.
Drew Miller. Bottoms. Drew Miller. Start. Teams were combined 1 of 14 from the floor to start. Well, they started to rip them apart. Inside. Easy look. And Seth Hurd is back in the game.
Seth Hurd back in. Not much of a shot blocker.
Reeves nearly with the steal. Instead going up, getting found. And a chance for an and one is D'Angelo. Now 2 of 6 from downtown. Lewis getting to the rim, comes up there. Reeves trying to spray it, and they come up with a big offensive rebound. 3 again off the mark, but Reeves puts it back in. Good time. They get it to Hurd, who hasn't had the opportunity to play much tonight with foul trouble. Mannion has, though, and he reigns in his 3rd triple. Mannion off to Hurd. Hurd turn around, and how about it from mid-range? 5 attempts, including Mannion making 3. And now it's back to Hurd, and he's trying to be a closer. He wants to put it away.
Like he's having today, tomorrow, anything's possible.
Yeah, Langston did blow out Mackey both times this year, but they've done that to everybody. But how about Michael?
Lions. And they're knocked out of bounds by the Evangels. In the attacking zone now are Langston with their biggest lead of the evening. They played 1 minute in the first drive in the right lane. Shot off the right side. No good by Dean down low. So walking now loping through the Rams logo. Across the timeline is Lewis. Evangels with the ball. Trying to get the lead back now. They had a 10-4 lead for the longest time in that first period. Their largest lead was 8 in the first half. Firing a pass out high to Henderson was Adkins. Henderson on his way to the rack gets decked. Foul on Cortez Mosley of the Lions. So a pair coming for the Evangels.
Jimmy, want to give a quick kudos to Little Joe. Been on the sidelines all week long.
I love
Monday
Little Joe.
Tuesday.
He's great. He's been here. He's like an icon. I call him an icon a number of times. He is. He's a photographic icon. He has great shots. You can see it on ramsports.net, on Twitter. All those fine shots by Little Joe Valdez. Tip of the Saints halo to Little Joe. So 1 free throw made, 1 free throw missed by Henderson. Evangels within 3 now. Langston has the ball. Dean gives it to Roy. Roy high on the right side. Passes to Mosley. To Dean. to Mosley, left side. He's an up a 3 ball there. Back iron failed. Batting the ball out was SAC Player of the Year, Roy, but to the wrong colored jersey to Anderson of the Evangels. Henderson's going to pull up, fire a 3 ball. Front back iron missed. Hurd underneath gets rejected by Queth, but he's going to draw a foul. Big Seth against Big Queth.
Foul's going to be called against Roy, notably with 9 points. Only 1 foul, but it is the second foul on the Lions in this half. We barely played 3 minutes. They already got 2 quick fouls.
Seth Hurd steps to the stripe. The burly 6'6" forward from Tulsa came in 54%. Deep knee bend, it's airborne and perfecto. So his 3 out of 3 from the line is Hurd. With a chance to cut the Lions lead to a digit. Played 2 minutes and 1 second here in the second period of this SAC title game, the men's game. The women's game will follow. Langston and John Brown in that one. 2 free throws made by Seth Hurd. Lions up by 1 now. They led by 1 at the half, 15-14. Far right side with a pass from Mosley was Dean. Far right corner, Roy with it now. Roy with good defense. Over the shoulder pass and a right-handed left side layup by Queth. Boy, does a beautiful laser shot. A nice move. Score by Queth.
Queth is doing some fantastic work off the bench, Jimmy. We still haven't seen Alan Tovar come into the game for Langston, even at the close of the half. Quaid, though, picking up the slack.
Henderson going into the paint, loses the handle. Roy has it. Roy comes down into the attacking zone, left side. 3 ball on the way, and that is drilled. 1, a 2, a 3 by Toro Dean. So the Lions caught the Evangels to take a 15-14 halftime lead. They come out on fire, outscoring the Evangels here early, 8-2. We have a full timeout. This is college basketball on ASN2 and ASN Radio.
Everything. At Pelche Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quit.
Welcome back. We're just laughing it up here. Having a blast here at the Sooner Athletic Conference men's title game between top seed Langston. The Lions up 23-17 over number 2 seed, the Mid-American Christian Evangels, who have the ball now. Down by 6. Biggest lead was a halftime lead of 1 by the Lions. They've extended that now early here in the second to 6-point lead. Lewis has it. He'll dribble center circle, top of the key, and then loops around, throws it underneath the Hurd. Hurd a left hand. I was expecting a 2-hand hammer there, but just laid it up and in.
You heard. Hurd in the short corner. Moved up slowly but surely to that left block in open space. Great off-court, off-ball awareness by the big fella.
Lions with the ball, 4-point lead. Working our way down to 16.5 left here in the second half. Quick kick by Mosley to Roy. Roy misses that shot. Jumping up, grabbing the board. Atkins for the Evangels. Atkins has it now high on the right side. Defending on him was Mitchell. Lewis, high on the left side, goes center circle, top of the key. Queth came out to get him. Then Queth drops back into the defensive zone. Henderson went to the left corner, bounces to Hurd. Hurd spins, shoots, and goaltend. I think they're going to get the goaltend. Yep, it's 2 shots there by Hurd. Queth went up too high to goaltend.
Hurd, deceptively, you don't see him as the towering 7-footers. the two 7-footers in both Quev and Alan Tovar for this Langston team. So it's easy to kind of overshoot the contest. Hurt, though, staying strong through the air, taking a little bit of contact and finishing.
Yeah, he's got that big frame, too. Burly. Looks like a linebacker. A good defense deployed now by the Evangels on the Lions, who have a 2-point lead, and the ball going down the right side. High off the glass, splashing it in. That was a high bank shot by Toro Dean. Wow, beauty.
Dean pretty much had to send it up almost to the top of the clouds to make sure that teardrop fell.
Big fella Manyang is in there now, almost had his pass picked off. Lewis has it for the Evangels, down by 4. Rifles a pass underneath. They're trying to get it to Hurd low. It's scored away from home, but Manyang picks it up right corner, back out. Good top to Lewis with 5 to shoot. Lewis charges down the left side. Pass tipped into the arms of Roy. And the Lions, they bring it into the attacking zone. Trying to extend a 25-21 lead. To the baseline goes Toru Dean. Evangels want it, but last touch by the black and red MAC-U team.
The Langston fans behind us letting them hear it here at the Sid Richardson Center. Pretty much about as loud as the music that gets played in between timeouts or so. They came in pretty great numbers, and it's still a women's championship to follow this one.
Knox gets the inbounds pass back to Dean. Dean steps back, fires up a 3 off the right side. Rebound tipped. Tipped by Gaines to Hurd. And then Henderson has it. He dishes to Lewis, who brings it into the attacking zone for the Evangels. Trying to dig into that 4-point lead. Henderson one-arms it to Gaines. On the top comes Lewis. He goes right side. Nice move. Baseline, then out by Atkins, back to Lewis. Down low is Hurd. Boy, what was that? Hurd goes down. Is that a shot? He shot and he landed up on his back, and it went over his head and over the rim.
Lenning's doing an old big man trick. Pull in the chair. You got the mismatch. Get him out of the way.
3-ball missed by DeMonte Brown at the top of the key. Goes out of bounds. Trickles out off the white, orange, and blue clad Lions. So the designated visiting team, MAC-U Evangels, will bring it in. Down by 4. Was 15-14 at the half. Langston led it. They lead now by 4.
They got almost a double-digit lead at one point.
They haven't. They were ahead by 8. MAC-U in the first. MAC-U with it, down by 4. A nice move by Lewis, but he loses the handle. Picked up by Roy. Roy ahead to Knox. Knox gets slammed into the base. Did he see hurt? Oh, he's standing down. His head, I just looked up and saw him fall into the padded area, the base of the backboard.
Took a hard
Sharif gets up. He's limping a little bit. Well, it was a hard foul on Woodson. Wow. Boy, and he's limping, is Sharif. He's got 3 fouls himself.
Second personal foul for Woodson. Timeout.
Let's grab a timeout. 13:51 left here in the second. It's 25 Langston Lions, 21 MAC-U Evangels. More coming up from the ASN family of platforms. This is SAC Tournament Basketball. Back to the Sid Richardson Center in Fort Worth, Texas. To my right is Jared Moose Jones. I am the St. Jimmy Christopher. It's Antler Sports Network production of the Oklahoma Ford Dealers SAC Championship men's game, men's style. The Langston Lions trying to add to a 25-21 lead over the MAC-U Evangels with 13:51 left here in the second. And back rim miss by Sharif Knox, who went hard into the base of the backboard, the padded area. He's limping, was the Philadelphia-born Shreve Knox. Yeah, I thought he hit his head, and his head like snapped back. Knox second one in the air, and that rolls around and off. Banyang with the board. Vangelis will bring it into the offensive portion of the court for them. Down by 4. Lewis, one bounce to Woodson, just inside the arc, and a 3-ball pumped up from the top of the key. Bingo! Bango bongo! It goes for Eddie Smith.
That's great action there by Coach Josh Gamblin, setting that flat middle screen to get your shooter up to the top of the key in open space and knocking down the 3-ball.
Lions now with a 1-point lead and the ball. Standing in the Rams logo at center court is Mitchell. He'll drop a pass to his right to Knox. Knox has 3 fouls. He's working on Woodson. 5 to shoot. Left side pass. Roy can't shed the defense. He shoots it. How did he make that? That was really good defense by Josiah Lewis. He just did some body fakes and shot it up and in. When he left his hand, I said, no way. Way. Wow.
Did he hit that?
Holy Samolia. 28-24, Lions with the lead. Vangelis with the ball. Out of bounds, stepping on the end line to the right in front of their chairs, Eddie Smith.
Take another look at that 3. Into the shot clock, seconds waning down. How about that? A jab, a turn, a spin, right at the buzzer.
Wow. So the Lions turn it over after the end line step. She said Evangelos turn it over, and with it are the Lions. Whistle stops play. Foul on D'Angelo Adkins.
Number 13, D'Angelo Adkins.
That's his 3rd.
Yeah, it is. I was looking quickly. Yeah, it's 3.
Notably, on the floor, 3 players for MacQ with 2 fouls. Well, multiple players with 2 fouls. That being Quentin Woodson, as well as Menyang, who's currently not on the floor. Well, he is on the floor, currently playing the 5 spot. And also Josiah Lewis.
And Mosley has 3, and Knox has 3 for the Lions.
Officials talking something over at the far side free throw line. Now coming over to speak with head coach Josh Gamblin. Right in front of us here, trying to get a good listen, but they're keeping it close.
Yeah, I shed my headset, but I can't hear what they're saying.
Eddie, you better not be talking. No, don't say a word, 5.
All right, so bringing it in are the Lions. 18 to shoot. Roy high on the left wing, center circle, top of the key pass to Lennox. Shot missed underneath, boarded by Eddie Smith, his 4th of the night. He'll leave it for Lewis, who stands in the logo of the Rams at center court. Roy on him. Woodson just inside the top of the key. They did that before. They throw it, and a 2-point shot. Last time they did that, Eddie Smith made the 3. This time he shed the defense, stepped inside the top of the key, shot in a 2-ball. Takes the Lions lead to a pair now as we're at the 11:45 mark here in the second half. Jab step by Lennox. Lennox goes down. Nice move, but then kicks it out. And then top of the key, way downtown. Roy ups it and hits it high and off the rim, fighting for the board. It was tapped out of bounds off the Evangelos.
Langston fans not happy. I think a jersey might have been pulled. Lennox was starting in the center of the floor, wrapped around to the left block in an attempt to try to snatch it away. He was met with resistance by Josiah Lewis for MacU. That might have been the moment where fans wanted a loose ball foul.
Inbounds pass by the Lions. 6 to shoot. Head and shoulder fake by Roy. Steps back, fires up a 3-ball, and showing why he's the SAC player of the year as he lifts the jersey up to the Langston faithful are on their feet now with a 5-point lead for the Lions, 31-26, 11:24 left in the second. Let's grab a break. From the ASN family of platforms, this is the SAC Tournament Basketball.
Everything. At Pelche Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quit.
Back at the SID, 11:24 left in the second half, unless we go to an extra frame of the Sooner Athletic Conference Men's Championship title game here from Fort Worth, Geneva St. Christopher. Antler Sports Network, Jared Moose Jones. Evangels play it in the form of Terrence Gaines. Across the half-court line comes Lewis to Woodson. Van Yang and Smith out there as well for Coach Gamblin, and the black and red and white trimmed Evangels. 3-ball missed, top of the key by Smith, going for the board. Woodson couldn't get it, tipped it to the Lions. Dean. Lions have it with a 5-point lead, just dipped under 11 to play in the second. Mitchell with the ball, signals. Swiping at him was Woodson. On the logo, motionless. And pointing is Dean. He points and then shovels it off to Mosley. Did a head and shoulder fake, spins on Maniac and scores. 15-footer in the paint. That was a good move. They're just too smooth. They have too many moves. They're hard to guard.
Extremely well off the dribble. We've seen them create more offense from off the dribble jump shots than just simple catch and shoot situations. And that's hard to beat.
Yeah, that is very hard to beat. Underhand pass by Lewis. Woodson, double team underneath. Oh, they wanted an end one. They didn't get the two. They'll have 2 shots forthcoming as the foul is whistled on Ronald Mitchell of the Langston Lions. Ooh, boy. At the stripe, Woodson. Quentin first name, Oklahoma City kid from Carl Albert High School. Oh, it just chipped a little bit of the front lip on the miss.
Interesting here. This is one of the smaller MACU lineups that we'll see. It's going to be D'Angelo Atkins, who most likely will run the 4. The 6'6 senior is either going to be between him or Terrence Gaines, the local kid from Denison, Texas, not too far from here.
Woodson makes the second one, 59 in the season coming in. He's now 2 out of 4 from the stripe. Cuts the Lions lead to a half dozen. Lions with the ball. Dean with some fancy dribbling. With a good defense, a one-man press by Henderson. Lions with it. Played half of the second frame. Step back 3 from the left corner. Missed. The follow-up is missed. Down goes Mosley with an athletic play after the 3-ball fired up by Lennox failed. Wow.
I thought we were going to see ourselves a good old-fashioned putback jam.
Yeah, I thought too.
It was a nasty step back, all just so close. If his fingers were just a tad bit bigger, might have been able to slam that thing home. It looks like Mangyang has got to check in and say enough is enough. As well, it looks like Seth Hurd will be checking in too.
So Mosley at the stripe, shooting free throws and rimming out that one. Out comes Woodson along with Adkins. Manyang back in for the Evangels. And also Manyang as well. Second one coming from the stripe, and that's a swish-o for Mosley. The Lions have 34, the Evangels 27 now. Under 10 to play here in the second. Yo-yoing up and down, coming across the half-court line is Henderson. Baseline pass to Hurd. Hurd moves in on Queth. Hurd with a nice move underneath, and he gets hacked by Queth. 2 for Big Seth Hurd forthcoming.
A little bit of a dream shake there by Seth Hurd. We saw in the semifinal last night. He can have some fantastic footwork in between the keys.
Well, Queth has 6 boards. Hurd fires up the first free throw. Perfect. I like his free throw style. He's a good free throw shooter. Although coming in, look at his numbers, only 54%. Today, though, he's pretty darn good.
From the charity stripe, his form as smooth as butter.
Yep. Trying for his 6th make out of 6 attempts. Perfecto. He's been practicing free throws all night.
He's 5 for 5 from the line tonight.
Yep.
Fantastic showing by the big man.
Yep. Baseline pass for J. Allen Tovar. Haven't seen him for a long time. He throws a bullet on that heavily taped right hand. Out to Dean. Dean to a spinning Mosley with the move off the right side, scoring. They're just, showing that athleticism, those moves, that quickness, that strength. Ooh.
We talked about it in the pregame, the speed and athleticism that these Langston guards possess. It can suffocate you if you let it get too far out of hand.
Lennox shoves off on Gaines of the Evangels for a foul. Gaines will bring it in. Lennox grabs a seat.
Langston not out of the woods yet, although slowly but surely building a lead over MacU. Have 2 more fouls to give, and Seth Hurd has been lights out from the charity.
Oh, Dean steals a pass across the top, and is that goaltend? No, it's slapped down by Mangan. Boy, what a block by the big kid from Australia. Woo. There's a 3-ball pumped up and hit. Terrence Gaines, a 1, a 2, a 3.
What a sequence.
Wow.
Great defense leading to great offense, and it's a 4-point game.
Lions leading 36-32, 8:45 to play. Second half of this SAC title game from the Sid. To the right corner goes SAC Player of the Year, Roy. Down the paint, banking it in, and scoring was Ronald Mitchell. He's sitting there right in front of those extra chairs they added beyond the baseline. As he draws a foul, he got clipped by Terrence Gaines. Whew.
You know, they say there are only a few things in life that are guaranteed. Death, taxes, and the Sooner Athletic Conference Player of the Year getting downhill and making something happen. He's pretty much been automatic within 10 feet and close to the basket tonight.
So Mitchell at the stripe. Ronald out of Philadelphia, PA. 80 on the season, gets the and 1 and builds a 39-32 lead for the Lions. They led by 8. That was their largest lead. The MacU led by 8. That was their largest lead. Largest lead is 8 now for the Lions. Evangels with the ball. Eddie Smith does some fancy dribbling with J. Allen Tovar on him. He retreats and goes down. He fakes the pass. A little floater halfway down. Boy, nice 8-foot shot by Mr. Eddie Smith.
Get it high, too high above the refrigerator. Wouldn't let any Langston hands in the cookie jar. Fantastic balance to fly through the air and even better touch to finish with care.
Evangels bench wanting defense. Fans do too. 39-34. Lions with the lead and the ball. Mosley backs in on Mannion. Shoots hard off the glass. Mannion rips down the board. I mean rips. And he gives it to Henderson. Brings in the attacking zone. Smith, top of the key. Tovar out to get him. Mannion right corner. Does Mannion get called, or are they going to get Mosley? They're going to get Mosley. Mannion looked like he went up with the left arm, but they whistle it on Mosley. Cortez will grab a chair. Back in Queth and Lennox for the Lions, and J. Allen Tovar comes out.
Mosley's definitely got to take a seat. 4th foul, now only 1 more foul to give. And really, Jimmy, no team with clear momentum. Putting your opponent in the bonus could be one step to digging your own grave.
Atkins has 4 fouls for MacU, who plays it in. Down by 5, 7.5 to play here in the second. Across the top it goes. Gaines to Smith. Smith down the paint, hop, skip, and jump. Lost one. It was partially blocked and tipped and ends up in the arms of SAC Player of the Year, Anthony Roy, for the Lions. Trying to extend that 5-point lead now as we're working our way down to 7 in the second. Smith on Bean. Bean rifles a pass to his right to Roy. Roy starts in Gaines defending on him. Roy continues, dribble drive to the basket, laying it up and in off the right side. So Anthony Roy just way too much. 16 and 17 points, up the Lions lead 41-34. Let's grab a break. 6:54 left here in the second half from the Oklahoma Ford Dealers championship game between the Lions of Langston and MacU. It's Lions up 41-34. We'll continue from the ASN family of platforms. This is the SAC tournament.
Find your support system. At Texas Wesleyan, you'll get the one-on-one attention you need to succeed. Texas Wesleyan, small classes, big scholarships. Now that's smaller, smarter.
Welcome back to the SID in Fort Worth. This SAC title game between the Langston Lions, number 1 seed, the number 2 seed, MacU Evangels. Lions with a 7-point advantage.
Once again, taking another look at that last layup from Anthony Roy. Has been in total command of this game, Jimmy. 17 points, leading all active scores, showing why he is the Conference Player of the Year.
Absolutely. He had 6 at the half. Bounce up and down with his Lewis. He fires to the right corner. Lewis gets it back from Adkins. Lewis now inside with 12 to shoot inside the right side. Goes back around the top. Smith charges toward the basket. Drops it underneath, scoring off the left side with the right hand. Big Seth Hurd. Nice feed from Eddie Smith. Good playmaking.
Seth Hurd, yet again, right place, right time. He likes to camp around those short corners and go up from the blocks on the outside of the key lines. Always finds himself in open space for easy points.
Mitchell puts it on the floor. Baseline, then moving halfway mid-block, and a little slow roll sky hook by big Jock Weth. That ups the Lions lead to 7, 43-36. Evangels with the ball. Hurd, it's a bouncer. Off the mid-block, pass picked off by Queth. He hands off to Lennox. Lennox outnumbered 3-1, fires to the right side to Mitchell. Out top to the SAC Player of the Year, Roy. Now is lingering around the Rams logo at center court. He's looking.
Team Coach Chris Wright, very animated.
Yeah, he's always animated. Driving down in the paint. Nice block down low by Gaines. It's knocked out of bounds by the Evangels.
Couple things to note. Langston, 6 fouls. MacU with 5. Possession arrow, as you can see on the bottom of your screen, is in favor of the Langston Lions. Little things like that can add extra possessions to any situation, whether you're winning or losing.
They have 7 to shoot. It's a lob pass into Roy. Roy almost had it separated by Adkins. He tried to dunk it. He missed, and the follow-up is good by Queth. And a 9-point lead, the largest lead for the Lions. 5:06 left here in the second. Chris Wright animated, clapping, low-fiving his charges as they come off. Full timeout. Let's grab one to 5:06 left in the second. Lions with the 9-point advantage. From the ASC family of platforms, this is the Sooner Athletic Conference Championship Tournament.
everything. At Pelche Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quit.
Sid Richardson Center here at Fort Worth, Texas, on the campus of Texas Wesleyan University with 5:06 left in the second half of the Sooner Athletic Conference Men's Championship game. Been all Lions here in the second half. They led 15-14. Yep, 15-14 at the half. It's now 45-36 Lions Evangels with the ball. Eddie Smith dribbling. Defending on him, Toru Dean with an arm length defense. Far left corner. Manyang makes a move on Roy, shoots it up, misses, gets his own board. Too hard off the backboard, draws a foul after the miss. Foul on Queth.
Two free throws for number 33, Pregame. Second personal foul, 7.
Manyang at the stripe for the MacU Evangels. 1 out of 2 from it. Make it 2 out of 3 as he. It's nothing but NET on that one.
Manning able to stretch the floor. Fantastic shooting performance from him last night.
Big Australia makes good on the second free throw. It's now a 7-point disadvantage for the Evangels. They're kind of like a semi-press on the Lions, who have it in the attacking zone now. 4:40 left in the second. Roy comes out to take it near the half-court line. He kind of kicked it around out to there. Left side it goes to Lennox. Lennox baseline, low baseline left. Queth working on Manyang. He throws it down low in the paint. More Mosley out to Roy. Roy left open, misses that 3 ball, and the board is tipped out to Woodson for the Evangels, who come into the offensive end of the court. Woodson has it down low, working on the shorter Dean. No shot, no basket. Holding foul there, 1-on-1 situation coming. Foul on Dean of the Lions. Quentin Woodson at the stripe. SAC all-freshman team in 2022. His brother played at MacU 2017 through 2020.
MacU runs the family.
Yep. 2 out of 4 from the line. Make it 2 out of 5. It bounced back to Woodson at the free throw line. Jump ball. It's going to go the other way to the Lions.
And there it is, Jimmy, that jump ball, that possession arrow, giving Langston an extra possession, saving him from giving up an offensive board off of a missed free throw. You definitely don't want to give up opposite for rebounds, let alone on a 1-on-1 shot. That arrow saves him.
The second time that's happened in, the last 3-4 possessions. Boy. You're right, with 4:10 left. A 7-point deficit. Angels need all the time they can need. The timeout call by Chris Wright for the Langston Lions. Let's grab a quick 1-2. Lions up 45-38 from the ASN family of platforms. This is the SAC Championship Tournament. (45-38) Langston Lions top seed over number 2 seed Mid-American Christian the Evangels. With 4:06 left from the SAC Men's Championship, the Women's Championship game between Langston and John Brown coming up about 25 minutes after this one. catch up with our post-game coach. Inbounds pass, toe dance by Roy to reel that one in. He's almost went over the line, but the athlete he is saved it. He drives down the left side of the lane. No basket, foul called. Who are they going to get? The 1-on-1 situation. It's going to be whistle on Wooten.
I believe by our count that
it was Mantang. I'm sorry. I didn't see 3 fingers on the right hand. I saw 2.
If that's the case, that's Woodson's third.
No, it was on Manyang. They call it on Woodson? He's not even out there. Oh, he is out there. But I thought they saw it 34 anyway. Langston scores again. Nice play in the paint by Queth. He took a hand to the head. 2 shots coming for the big kid from Salt Lake City. That was on Woodson.
2 quick ones for him in a span of about 2 seconds.
So Woodson has 4 now. So the previous one was on Manyang. No, not on Manyang. I'm sorry.
It's on,
23, and 24, and
Woodson.
33. Yeah, it was on Woodson. So on and 1, 3-point play. Queth up 10 points now are the Langston Lions. In our last 3:40 of the second half. Winner wins the SAC. Automatic bid to the NAIA. 3-pointer missed by Eddie Smith high off the right wing. Fighting for the board, Manyang underneath. Jump ball. Stays on this side for the MacU Evangels.
If you're MacU, you see the clock, you see the way that the Langston offense has come alive in the latter half of the second half. You have to count, you have to think, you have to slowly but surely wonder how many more possessions will we have to get back into this game.
Momentarily, we had a delay. It's cleared up. I don't know what they were doing. Official Eugene Jackson went over in front of the Evangels bench, I should say. MacU brings it in, firing up a 3-ball, and they get knocked to the 94 by 50-foot hunk of wood on the far left corner. Was Henderson. He's got 3 shots coming.
Lennox has his third foul.
Third personal foul for Lennox.
Most importantly, 19 fouls, only 1 more free throw to give until MacU was shooting 2 the rest of the way with dueling subs pending for the Evangels.
And Henderson makes good on the first one. Mosley with 4 fouls for Langston. Lennox and Knox with those 3 apiece. Lennox out. Mosley comes back. So they get a guy with 4 fouls, a guy with 3 sits. Henderson makes another free throw, and it's an 8-point lead for the Lions here as we head near the 3:10 mark. 3:22 left here in the second.
Exactly what the doctor ordered there if you're MacU. You're not going to get it all back in one possession. Not going to get it all in one play. Free throws add up. They can either be helpful or detrimental. The Evangels going a perfect 3 for 3 on that last trip.
Across the half-court line now with it is Mosley. 3:10 to play here in the second. Lions with a 7-point advantage. Left elbow and the pass out to Roy. Roy with a quick move. Fires across the top back to Mosley. Mosley charges into the paint. He gets bumped. There's another foul now on Woodson, I'm sure, fourth corner. Yep. That'll do it for Woodson.
Yep, that's his 5th, at least by now.
So Woodson done for the rest of the championship game.
Number 15, Cortez Mosley to the line.
Cortez Mosley at the stripe. Mosley 1 out of 2 from it tonight. 82 in the season. Kid out of Peoria, Illinois. It's not far from where I grew up.
How about that? Little local connection.
Yep. It's a few hours south. As a matter of fact, went there last year at Tarleton State as we played Eastern Illinois. We flew into Peoria and a drive down to Macomb, Illinois. About a half hour from where Mosley was born. Jim Cup, second free throw. So it's an 8-point advantage. Evangels with the ball down, under 3 to play.
Stoppage of play.
Yeah.
Looks like it was a timeout.
Yeah, it was a timeout. For the Evangels. Scrabble full from the ASN family of platforms. This is the SAC Championship Tournament.
Everything. At Pelche Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quit.
.251 left in the second half clock here at the SID. Langston lines up over Evangels 49-41. The inbounds pass was batted away by the Lions' Roy. Controlled by Smith. The Evangels gives it to Lewis now. Lewis dribbling the edge of the Rams logo at half court. Now he goes into the paint. Hop, skip, and a little floater halfway down. Nice shot. Nice 10-footer. Shot up and in
big
by
shot.
Josiah Lewis.
Big shot.
That was a
Huge
big shot. It was a big shot.
Knocking on the door, 2 minutes. Slowly but surely trying to chop this lead down. A bucket like that, running down the clock. Want to give yourself enough time to get back into this one, but don't let Langston have enough time to pull away.
Dean throws it to Mosley. Both those guys doing some frantic dribbling. They give it to SAC Player of the Year, Roy. 5 to shoot. Roy split 2 defenders. He got tripped. And the foul is going to be called on Seth Hurd.
Kudos to Seth Hurd. That's his first foul, and it's only 2 minutes left in the second half. He began the first couple of minutes of the first half of the semifinal game with multiple fouls. Had to send him on the bench early. Good to see the big man has increased his discipline since last night.
To the line. 1-1 bonus.
Coach, Josh Gamble.
Yeah,
not
I heard
happy
that one.
at all.
Oh, he's unhappy Evangels coach. Free throw made by the left-handed Roy. Second one airborne, and filling up the net to the left was Roy. Roy now with 21 points. Back to an 8-point advantage for the Lions. Under a 2 to play. Evangels with it. Smith shoveled down low to Hurd. Gets knocked out of bounds by Langston.
So, do or die time for the Evangels. 16 seconds left. Taking it out under your own basket. A bucket here keeps you in this one. An empty possession, not so much.
Yeah, they need the big bucket far left corner. Good defense by Dean on Henderson. Henderson in the paint, shot awkwardly, hit the right side of the rim, draws a foul on Cloth in the paint.
Langston fans not happy at all behind us here.
No, they aren't. Neither is Coach Wright. He's got his arms folded and that look of unhappiness.
You know, moments like these and games like these, at least to me, correct me if I'm wrong, Jimmy, teaches a very valuable lesson. You can't please everybody, whether that's in life or fishing. But what you can do is piss everybody off.
One more free throw for Henderson.
Seth Hurd checked out. A bit of a wet spot on the basketball as he feels to dry it off.
You know, official Leslie Ewell, good housekeeping award.
How about that?
Dries off the rock.
Wonder if he'll charge Wesley for that. Will they put it on his tab or how will that work?
Yeah, bill me for that.
Bill him for the towel.
Henderson at the stripe. Kell swishes it and makes it 51-44. Lions with the lead. About to have the ball, but a full court press being employed now by the Evangel. So the buck 40 to play here in the second. Dean brings it across into the attacking zone. Kind of guiding Lewis away from him on defense. Queth out high on the right side. Queth starts in with those long legs. Salt Lake City kid throws it out to Dean. Dean would tend to shoot into the paint. Nice move. Boy, hit the bottom of the rim. Picking up the rebound on the bottom was Henderson. Now Lewis in the attacking zone for the Evangels. We're down to minute 12 left. A whistle, offensive foul. Mikel Henderson guilty of the foul. Whew.
Big foul.
That was a big foul at the wrong time.
Of course, another reminder, offensive foul will not put Langston on the line. But man, that has to be a huge shot to the heart for MacU.
Yep. So we're heading to 65 seconds. Lions with the ball, 7-point advantage. Mitchell passes across to Roy. Not in no hurry are the Lions as they went under a minute. Roy around a screen set by Mosley. Roy to the baseline. Up and in. Left hand, right side. 23 points for Roy. 53-44. Lions lead. Let's keep it here at 45.5 seconds left in this SAC title game.
That, Jimmy, and as you can hear, the Langston fans behind us might agree, could be the dagger.
Yeah, I agree with you, my friend. I think pretty close to being a dagger, if not the dagger.
And there are two words that best describe this performance that we've seen in this championship. Anthony Roy.
Yep.
23 points, 9 for 19 from the field, 3 for 9 from downtown, full boards, 2 assists, and 1 foul. In a game where both teams now are sitting in the double bonus.
Yes, sir. Evangels down 52-44, quickly across the half-court line in the attacking zone. Ball pass off Eddie Smith's foot. And it's recovered by Coro Dean. Shot clock, game clock, about a 6.8 second difference. Roy out high, finally gets fouls. Counter number part, Mikel Henderson fouls Anthony Roy.
And what a fitting way. With 22 seconds left, what could be the final points of this championship, at least on the men's bracket, could be taken by the Sooner Athletic Conference Player of the Year. What a fantastic season. fantastic showing here in the championship by a fantastic player.
That's to be 2 in a row. Titles now for the HBCU school, Langston.
Who knew that a school that specializes in goat studies are in the contention for one of the greatest dynasties or budding dynasties of all time in the Sooner.
Exactly. And this is just the second season for Coach Wright, too, right?
Not to mention, not too long after this, the Langston women are playing for a championship as well.
Exactly. That's coming up about 25 minutes after the conclusion of this thing. We'll have it on the Atlas Sports Network as Langston will face John Brown. So the remaining 22 seconds, Langston 55-44, top of key 3, missed by Lewis, and they'll just watch the tick down now to 10 seconds. The Langston Lions in the offensive zone in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That will do her as Langston will win it 55-44. They do win second straight Sooner Athletic Championship for the Langston Lions as they knock off number 2 seed Mid-America, the Evangels, 55-44 final. Let's grab a break, and we'll be back with head coach Chris Wright, hopefully, here in the Shake. On the ASN family of platforms, this is the SAC Tournament Championship Basketball.
Everything. At Pelche Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quit.
Find your support system. At Texas Wesleyan, you'll get the one-on-one attention you need to succeed. Texas Wesleyan, small classes, big scholarships. Now that's smaller, smarter.
Langston clinching a conference championship. The double an elusive double, the regular season and the tournament championship. How about that? And what was a fantastic game, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Man, what a fantastic year this has been for these Langston Lions. And it seems as if slowly but surely they're getting prepared to cut down the nets as scissors are getting passed out. The conference commissioner of the Student Athletic Conference, as well as Texas Wesleyan AD Ricky Dobson, courtside with the Langston Lions. But, Jimmy, it's always the hardest part. No tougher than it has been today.
Down?
No, how about electing player of the game? We have, I don't know.
Oh, gee. Well,
oh, man.
First name begins with an A. Last name begins with an R.
Anthony McCoy?
No, begins with an R. Anthony Roy.
Yeah, he played pretty well.
Yeah, so he's a SAC player of the year.
Yeah,
26 points, 4 rebounds, 3 steals. Yeah, I'd say we'll go with Anthony Roy.
He was pretty good at that basketball thing tonight.
Yeah, he did that basketball thing. He knew how to get it in the hole.
Man, this has been, even though it's been a long 2 days of basketball, plenty of fantastic moments from start to finish from all teams involved. Pretty much from the word go. And look at this. We do have.
And we do have him.
We have a head coach and a winning head coach, Chris Wright. Coach, can you hear us? Well, Coach.
Hi, Coach.
Howdy, Coach. Congratulations on a conference championship, regular season, and a tournament in what has been a long year. It all started, as we talked about in the pregame, felt like so long ago that you started off the year in this very same gym in a hard-fought contest against LSUS, and you clinch it tonight in the very same gym. How's the journey been, and what makes it so much sweeter to finish it off with hardware?
I think a lot of people look at our record and just assume that we have a lot of talent. It's been easy along the way, but it definitely hasn't. And so through all the ups and downs, I've been extremely proud of our guys and just the character that they have to be able to get past hard.
Now, Coach, you know I'm a superstitious kind of guy, and after this I'll pass it to Jimmy. Was it the breadsticks that got it done? First, I want to say thank you for having the breadsticks for us.
Hey, now you can never go wrong with Olive Garden breadsticks. There's no doubt about that.
So I want to say thank you for the fantastic food and catering courtesy of the Lions. Jimmy, what do you have for us?
Coach Jimmy Christopher here. Hey, I know you're not going to take credit for it, but how do you and your staff draft as many athletic, physical, talented guys as you've drafted the last couple of years?
We have a great staff. I think our assistant coaches, they make me look a lot better than I am as a head coach. But, we're really picky about the type of guys we want. We want, big athletic bodies, guys that can shoot it 1 through 4. And so, we feel like, just this offseason we want to get bigger just because of what happened in the national tournament at Kansas City against Georgetown.
You have almost a all-SAC first team, and then all the awards have been handed out, especially to you for Coach of the Year. Congratulations being Coach of the Year again. Anthony Roy, I know some things have been said before this offseason that you weren't too happy with, that you didn't really care about, but what do you think of Anthony Roy, and how is he so good?
He's the best scorer in the country. When he defends at a high level and plays within himself, he's unguardable. And so, again, another guy that makes me look a lot better than I am.
Do we have to let Coach get back out there? Coach, we'll let you go here. Go out there and celebrate. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you, Coach. Adios. There he goes. SAC Coach of the Year, Chris White, with let's go to the presentation.
it everything. At Pelche Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quit.
Langston Lions, the champions of the Sooner Athletic Conference by way of a 55-44 victory over Mid-America Christian Evangels. We'll wrap it up. Come back and see us here in, about 24 minutes or so. We'll have the second half of our SAC Tournament Championship doubleheader, Langston and John Brown, on the Antler Sports Network. For Jared Moose Johnson, Jimmy St. Christopher saying, talk to you in a bit as Langston, the SAC champions, and the men's 55-44 winners over MacU. See you in a bit.